Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me here for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. Today is the 22nd of March. We're already 3 Fridays into our month here with our theme from the beginning of the month, obviously. But for anybody who's new or maybe just needs a gentle reminder of the long-term energies for March, we have the Two of Pentacles that we are balancing between and looking at opposing views and working within these very designated and set sort of opposing ends of the spectrums. All around money and finances, what you consider to be wealth, security, stability, doesn't have to just be money either, currency, all different types of things. And even, the more philosophical or metaphysical ways of understanding money is your currency, your energetic exchanges, and perhaps being able to or looking for more ways to weigh your worth in those kind of ways, being more mindful of the exchanges that you are called to be a part of. My Palo Santo going, whoops, and it's at the end, near the end, and it fell over. The last thing I want is it, obviously, to fall off my wonderful incense rock. Yeah, this is like the coolest rock ever. If anybody's interested, I found this, and it just fits so perfectly in the cup of your hand, and allows you to walk around with anything that you're burning, as long as it's a small amount of something. Doesn't need a bowl, a big bowl like sage. But yes, so that's our theme. We've got a little bit more time to work on this before March is rounding out, and I'm very interested to see what our cards will have, the Saints and Angels will have to speak through the cards for us for this week here. So yeah, I think we'll just get right into it this morning and straight away do a quick grounding, little meditation to gather together as a grateful, peaceful audience before we ask the cards for some advice and support. So I'm going to close my eyes and lead. You're welcome to adjust yourself, get comfortable, lay down if that's your thing. You could certainly do whatever else, as I always say, this is not like a hypnosis session, so feel free to drive or do dishes, whatever you might be doing. You can just listen along and allow the positivity to seep into you. And maybe just take a few moments to be fully present in whatever it is you're doing. Try to really allow the audio of the words to just come through and be received by your wonderful, beautiful ears. Your brain will be able to receive it even if you're not fully listening. And be fully aware and awake in what you are doing right now. Feel the body if you're walking around. Feel what it feels like if you're doing dishes or driving. Really feel your hands and the types of materials, the types of movements they're making. Take this time for yourself to really make it about yourself and about this conscious present moment, coming into the present moment. That's really why I do these things at the beginning. And, also as a little nudge and encouragement to hopefully have people introduced to meditation who maybe aren't, or maybe don't like it, or find versions of it and they're uncomfortable with it, that maybe they might be presented with a different version and find it more enjoyable and want to do it more on their own time, for their own led self-led types. But yes, the real point is, that we are centering in the present moment, and that we are respectfully putting aside distractions and other things and focusing on the truth of who we are at this moment, what's in our being, what's happening around us, and why we've turned on this video, and why we are, giving our attention, our light and love out right now. Okay, so with that little preamble, without further ado, let's close our eyes and take a few centering breaths here. Breathing in and out. As I said, letting go of distractions, to-do lists, things for later, or things that already have been. Try to wipe clean the chalkboard of your mind. Maybe even take a moment to envision the control panel of your mind's eye up in the forefront of your head. See it like a spaceship dock or a flight deck, captain's quarters on a plane. And see all the blinking, flashing lights and steering wheels, the mechanics, all the tech, notifications, alerts, reports. And just see it like a 2D flat image, a snapshot Polaroid, picture on a whiteboard. See it as chalk sketched on a blackboard. If you can remember and are old enough. Take a moment to see the validity of it and to also detach from it, to remember. It's a picture, it's a drawing, it's an image. It is not you, it is not entangled into your worth, your meaning, your soul or spirit. Take a few breaths, release any entanglements, any little clinging sensations you might feel to that image. Take a minute to turn the sounds off, if there are any. Notification alerts or bells, those sounds. Press mute and just allow for the present moment a break, time off. Reach out a hand and wipe clean that image on the forefront of your mind's eye, behind your eyelids. Use an eraser if you choose and wipe that blackboard clean. Feel the fluid, graceful motion swiping away. And take a breath. Feel the openness. Pure, clean, clear potential. Clean slate, whiteboard, empty page. Take a moment now to just breathe and appreciate the imagination's wonderful capacity to create visualizations like this, to feel the sensations that those visualizations create. Behind closed eyelids, in this mind's eye, in your inner first world. Doesn't make it any less real. In fact, I argue it makes it more real. Take a moment to appreciate your blank slate, your imagination, your creative mind's eye. Where, yes, of course, there's tons of thinking, there's processing to do, analytics, logical, critical thinking, and transactions. Those are the forefront of the processes. But there's so much more happening and available. There's infinite potentiality available on that clean slate of your imagination. Take a moment to see it and feel appreciation for yourself and for this divine, organic, creative space within each of us. It's unique to you. It's only visible to you and the Creator. And whatever is outside the scape, whatever watches the observer through the lens, you're always sharing your images, your movie reel, all those still frame pictures that make up the movie and story of you. Take a moment to let your beautiful mind's eye show you those images, play back some reels, call forth any memories that enlighten you, that light up the being of you, that bring out the best and brightest within you. See like an organic, divine projector showing and playing beautiful home movies just for you. Maybe they're quick flashes, instantaneous downloads many years at one time. Or maybe it's a single slow motion memory playing out, unfolding in front of you where you feel every sensation, every tiny detail soaking you in. Perhaps, my friend, you've noticed no images, no lights kick on, just darkness behind closed eyelids, that blank blackboard resting there, empty. That's all right too. Doesn't mean there's nothing to be seen. Only means the lights are off within this room, within your internal mind's eye. You might find the switch now. You might reach up and feel a cord dangling. Turn the light on. Or maybe you remember, oh yes, the projector's right next to me here. Switch it on. Or maybe this is a lesson in self-worth. How dedicated are you to finding that switch, to finding yourself, to finding the validity you seek? You might have to sit here for a long time. might have to return day in and day out until one day you feel, oh yes, I'm in a chair. I'm waiting for the movie to start. Perhaps it just turns on. And as it plays, you are shown the exact way it turned on. Maybe you thought it was a miracle. Maybe you thought it was something so external and outside, bigger than you, that must have pressed play. Finally, help has been given. And yet, as that reel plays, one day, if you watch long enough, you will find the tape, the scene, the secret of before. And you will see yourself outside yourself, having switched that switch, having pressed play, having found that light switch finally. And you may say, how, but why? I've sat here, I've done nothing. Don't outplay yourself. Don't discourage. Pick apart a mystery. Don't seek the trick. Just know that you are multifaceted. Time is not real. It's not linear. So ground in that knowing and know. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you're too focused in on the first person view. But it is you. It's always been you. And it will always be you. Who switches on that light, who presses play finally, who looks with a seeing eye, open mind and open heart, watches and sees for what it is. These memories, the movie of you, the real. This exercise in self-discovery, in the observation of self-projection, is a practice meant to be returned to, meant to be tailor-fit to you. I offer it as a starting place and as a point of remembrance for myself as well. This chair, this comfy movie, cinema, the theater within, the mind's eye, the imagination space. Take a moment to again see the projector, the room. Remember where in the mind you are. If you have images still playing, Take a moment to soak in those last images, messages. Hear it slowing, hear it click off, see the lights gently turning on, curtains pulling back. Remember, control room, the flight deck that we were in. Notice things running smoothly. Everything as it should be. Feel the gratitude for yourself, for all the workers and managers who are at this level of consciousness within you. See them thanking you, the boss or CEO. See the exit sign. Know that it's time to get back to your own roles, your own level and perspective as the boss. See a door opening and you walk through it. And walk down the stairs, down into the physical body. Down and down. Feel yourself returning to the present moment, to your physical body. Feel your fingers and toes. Breathe into the lungs, into the back and the shoulders. Into the present moment. This level of reality where you're sitting with many others gathered, myself included, in a circle of reverence, patient audience, gathered with open hearts, centered and calm minds, rooted, sovereign stability, true, united, equal worth. See it for a moment, a ring. Lighten it up, golden, bright white or blue perhaps, encircling, linking together all of us across this beautiful playscape of reality, our world, uniting our positive energies, our unconditional love, our seeking of truth and oneness, harmonious solutions, creating a sacred boundary and space of open allowance where we can and do gather and await divine messages from our saints and angels. Maybe bring your hands together in prayer or just feel them on your chest at your heart center, in your lap as they rest. Giving thanks for yourself and everyone. And opening your eyes when you're ready. was a bit of a long one. And I really truly enjoy these every week because I just never know where it's going to take me, or where they're going to take me, as I should say. Thank you for your divine inspirations, as always, saints and angels, our ancestors and those in spirit who witness and observe our journey here with empathy, benevolence in their hearts. God, Source, Mother Earth, the fairies, elementals, all of those beings of higher density and frequencies, we thank you and we acknowledge and feel your divine attention and unconditional love. And we ask that you could offer forth support or guidance, an anchor point or a lighthouse ray of hope, perhaps, for this week here, March 22nd, 2024. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shuffle up my deck here. Ooh! Slippery this morning. My hands are a little slippery. Oh, one just fell right out on the floor. The energies are so repetitive, but it's wonderful confirmation to me as well. Mother Mary with mother energies with the Mother Mary. And again, we're at that equinox period. We're in the spring. We're in rebirth time of, in a biblical sense, in a historical kind of sense, to tie into Mother Mary, of course. I think I'm going to ask for one other card. If we could just have further details here, a bit of divinement for anyone seeking further clarification or nuances here under this reoccurring message. Thank you. Stress management. Wow. This is one we've seen before, but not in a while. I'm kind of I'm immediately want to talk about mothers being, a cause of stress, or having to call forth stress management while dealing with things with mothers, or being a mother and needing to tap into stress management while dealing with children. So whatever shade and variety of these two workings that might be fitting with you, feel free to tailor fit these to you. Yes. I was just looking at the images here. I'll share them a little closer just to see. Sometimes I like to see nuances in the cards, Perhaps you might see some differences or called to some of the images there. I think I'll read stress management, since I read Mother Mary not that long ago. Your angels are working with you to reduce the impact of stress. Pay close attention to your divine guidance, such as thoughts and feelings about taking a rest, exercising, changing your routine, and avoiding conflict. You need to both reduce stress in your life and manage the way it's affecting you. To lessen this burden, you'll need to be assertive with people and say no to unwanted requests. Oh, what a divine echoing of our commitment card from last Friday, right? Staying true to our commitments and knowing when to say no to things that infringe on commitments that we've already, agreed to. Sorry, I lost my place now. To lessen this burden, you'll need to be assertive with people and say no to unwanted requests. Don't do anything out of guilt or obligation, and only engage in activities that you can perform out of loving service. Avoid harsh environments, violent media, negative relationships, and face situations that are worrying you head on. It's echoing, some synchronicities to my own guidances. It's better to make plans for dealing with problems rather than to deal with chronic worrying about avoiding them, right? Managing stress involves taking excellent care of yourself. This means exercising, getting outside in nature, and consuming only healthful foods and beverages. Your angel also guides you to surround you with uplifting music, flowers, and loving relationships, which you could definitely include pets. Give and mothers, that's another thing, maybe you see your pets as your children, and that's a very mothering energy as well, for people to hearken into. Give any cares or needs to your guardian angels and ask them to help you receive divine wisdom in dealing with any stressful matters. Your angels will also help you see the love and light within each situation so that your thoughts are peaceful. I really love that. These messages are so beautiful for this week here to come. I hope you find them as intricately sent to you, feeling as super personal as I feel they are to me. And thank you as always for joining me here this morning. I hope you have a beautiful weekend wherever in the world you are. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's full of excellent opportunities for stress management and for dealing with catalysts in a positive way. Sometimes stress is seen in such a negative light, but it's a tool, like so many things, and we should remember that and to bring it into neutrality. And once we can look at it with neutrality and say, oh yes, stress is a tool actually, then when you're comfortable with that, you can look at positive stressors and how to move through stress in positive ways and how to learn and build from it and actually encourage positive stressors so that you can test your boundaries in a comfortable way, and not in these really end-all catastrophic, really kind of tower event, fall apart, rock bottom events, to smooth out those and to make it more harmonious and more enjoyable. So yes, I hope that inspires you to think of stress in a different way and to try to see the good and bad of it. Same thing with whatever aspect and variety of mothering you find yourself presented with. There's so many varieties, and we are mothers in many, many different ways. And even if, you're a male, of course, in interacting with your own mother, everyone has a mother, of course. But also, it's important that you could maybe see what lessons and takeaways you've received from your mother. What type of mother would you like your children to have, right? If you have a partner and you're married, what are the best qualities of the mother you see within them and tell them about them and enable them and help them with those. And also you can use those softer pieces and work points to mother your inner child, even if you're a man. Smoothing out those rough edges just a bit to soften your heart enough to love yourself is so important, even for men, especially for men, because men have to really have those and uphold strong edges and clear boundaries. And it can be rough and tough to be that defined and solid. And that's why you need a strong inner core. You need to be gentle and soft with yourself on the inside, because it builds the stability and strength for the structure that men in society should be upholding, because that's your divine role and place in the sacred union of mother and father, right? And when you do that, and when men and fathers in that role can stand in their structure firmly, in that real fatherly sense of oversight and authority, of standing over watch, of guardianship and stewardship, not of that negative, infringing, tyrant, micromanaging sort of overwatch, but watching because you love your children, watching with love in your eye. Having men be able to hold that firm structure allows the woman to be more fluid, to be more emotional, to be more responsive, and to be more like the water, and to hold and be the emotion within more. And you can respect and honor that and allow her to be that for you more reflectively when you honor and uphold those different reasons for different types of structure, different types of processing and appearances. But yeah, I might talk more about that later in a blog. I'm thinking of blogging a little bit on this topic, is probably why I've got to blabbing about it in the last 5 minutes. After I already said, like, have a good weekend and goodbye, right? But thank you if you stuck with me, if you didn't click away and you're listening to my roundabout here. Seriously appreciate your audience as always. Thank you so much for your beautiful contribution to our collective. Thank you so much for witnessing mine, and I'll see you next Friday.